Hello, hello, hello. It is beautiful weather today, and even my bedroom is illuminated from the beautiful sun out there. And there's my artwork in the window. That is my window guard, that's his name. And there is my blue god in salmon and gold, glowing wonderfully and radiantly, and even glowing something onto the wall. As you can see, he is glowing some wonderful auroras onto the wall from the beautiful, beautiful gold and salmon and peach. I love it, absolutely love it. This looks so incredibly good. Oh, the blue god in dog form, in gold and salmon and peach. So I have a rock here. This is one of the rocks I found on the beach. I have that in my closet, in that closet there, and I have my clothes all bunched up in there. I just throw my clothes in those drawers, and on top of that into a big ball. And on the top shelf I have rocks all lined up from the ocean, and I have some medicinal oils, all natural oils I have in that closet, because they are very, very precious and they need to be in the dark to protect them. And on this side of the closet I have the ones like calendula, which is very resinous, very thick, very viscous. I have that on that side, and I use that to make creams with. And on the other side of the closet, that one is closed, I have my essential oils and essential oil dilutions from Eden Botanicals, all 100% natural. And I use those only to put on my earlobe and on my face, and use for lip balms and stuff like that. So, and the essences like calendula I use to make skin creams with and body lotions. So my fragrance oils, the single notes or the designer perfume oils, those I only use to put on top of my arm or at all here on the bottom of my neck to, radiate some nice perfume out from the heat of my skin, and it also mixes very well with my skin. It creates the most amazing scents. But that I don't use for making cosmetic, I don't use for making body lotions, creams, face creams particularly not. I would break out into a terrible rush if I did that. Or not even hand creams, and not even shampoos. So not even body lotion, wash lotions or any of that, not even foot balms. So the perfume, the fragrance oils I use strictly only for aromatic diffusion. You can make candles with those. You can put that into an oil lamp maybe and have the scent be diffused and fumigated into the living room or something like this. And you can make incense sticks with those, all kinds of things, yeah, like, for living room, chi atmosphere, and those kind of things, but not for using as cosmetic. So that I am strictly not doing, and I don't recommend it to other people because those are synthetic molecules and I'm not going to spread that all over my body. But I put that in small amounts on the top of my arms and on the bottom of my neck, and it hasn't, so far it has not caused any rash or any redness. There was only one, the vanilla note that I got individually, that when I put that on in full strength, that made my skin a little bit, just a little extra warm and a little tingly, and it felt like a little bit, I don't know, felt a little bit burning, just a little bit. So I stretched that by 50% with canola oil, and then it worked. But I only use that the same as I use the other fragrance oils, of course. You know, all the fragrance oils that are synthetic, I use only on the top of my arm and only like a little area like this much. And then I smell on it, and it is wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. You can also apply it onto clothes, maybe onto t-shirt material or something. I don't know what it might. Actually, I was working with the oils the other day, and as I already mentioned before, I took off my nail polish partly, so to the most part actually. It's because I was wiping some things then with the tissue, and I had all the oils on my hand, and as I was wiping stuff, I was wiping some shelves out with that, and I got them really clean. And yeah, the nail polish came off too, very strange. So that's how kind of aggressive, you know, kind of, I don't know if it's acidic or if it's just, you know, like a very strong oil, just a very volatile oil, kind of like, you know, like concentrated citrus oils will probably do that too. So it's not just because this is synthetic, but yeah, it has a volatile type of oil consistency, and it etches into lacquers and resins. So, and that's what nail polish is. This is synthetic varnish kind of resin, you know, synthetic resin. So yeah, today I'm still wearing Christian Dior Joy Dior, and I have it on this, I have it on my neck, and I have it on this arm. And I want to do healing with this rock here. Giving healing energy with this rock. And in my last video I wasn't finished yet. So, but it got so severely cold in my room suddenly because the door was open that I had to end the video, and then I had to close the door quickly. So, and I thought I had already talked enough, but then I realized I didn't talk about the individual notes that are in Joy Dior, and I still wanted to do this, and I really enjoy, it is a joy to talk about joy. So let me see. When I woke up today, I slept with that on my skin. When I woke up, I had already a long list of over 10 ingredients. So the two most dominant notes that jump at you when you smell this is rose and bubblegum. That's what it appears to me. But also bergamot and lavender, and that is a very, very interesting and wonderful and creamy and amazing combination. So I don't know if they put actual bubblegum flavor into it. They could have. But bubblegum itself, it is a composition, and it consists of different things, including cinnamon. I think that's what I think, because I also smell a little bit cinnamon in it. And I smell cherry blossom, orange blossom, a little bit apple, like not the green apple, but like the red apple. They have all of this in synthetic notes already. So what else? Maybe some blue lotus, maybe some tonka bean and some labdanum. Labdanum is is derived from the tonka bean. That is a plant, obviously a bean type of, like a legume type of plant, and the flowers, and I think the bean itself, kind of like the chocolate, like a chocolate and the coffee bean, sort of, and or the carob. Those are all like in, I think, in the legume families, like where they actually, it's sort of like a fruit, but it's like it's enveloped. It's in an envelope, like it has its own case, like the beans or the peas. They have their own cases, and they can come in different thicknesses, of course. It's a wonderful, wonderful smell. Oh, Joy Dior. Wonderful, wonderful perfume. Oh, this is amazing. Vanilla is in it. I think caramel is in it. Oh, it's amazing. This combination, bergamot and lavender, that is particularly interesting. Bergamot is citrus fruit. They put that into a lot of colognes, even, like 150 years ago they did this. This is a very old ingredient in colognes, and I remember in Germany they have Tosca and I don't know, 1474 or something, some kind of number like this. And I remember that my grandfather used those, and it definitely it had bergamot in it. And Veleda has their own cologne too, like an aftershave kind of cologne. And I smell the bergamot in it very strongly. And they use only the natural, the 100% natural. And bergamot oil is not that expensive to get, the all natural. But I assume that the perfumers, they're using only the imitations on anything, because why would they use some natural mixed in with other unnatural stuff? So they use only the imitations, and I think almost all the imitations are very, very cheap to make. Maybe some of them are more complex in the molecular structure. I don't know. Maybe some of them are more difficult to make. But I think they use only synthetic, the perfumers. You know, there are some very rare perfumers use only natural, like at Eden Botanicals, or I think, I'm not sure, at the Aveda cosmetic line. They have a Japanese perfumer, and I heard that he uses only natural essences to make the scents. So, but I'm not sure. How do I know? When the shampoo says all natural, but we use our own perfume, like when you have like the ingredient perfume listed, unless it has some kind of asterisk over it, and the asterisk appears as a footnote on the bottom, and it says asterisk only 100% natural plant essences. So when that happens, then happens very rarely. I think that only happens with Dr. Hauschka and Veleda and very, very few others. but I didn't notice that was I don't know. I don't remember now whether Aveda had that asterisk where they said it's all 100% natural. So I can't say no, but a lot of the a lot of the shampoos where it says all natural shampoo, but then it has the one ingredient that says perfume or our own personal perfume creations. Well, if it doesn't say anything else, then it is 100%, I would say, I would guess 100% synthetic. So it's their synthetic perfume that they have created to put into it. And I'm not a fan of having synthetic perfumes in shampoos, so I prefer shampoos that are 100% from plant essences only. And Veleda and Dr. Hauschka have that, and those are the ones I'm using. And those are the ones I recommend to people, only to use Veleda and Dr. Hauschka shampoos. And they are cruelty-free, not tested on animals. The ingredients not tested on animals, no subcontracting, laboratories used, subcontractors of subcontractors. That's what they do to get out of this law. It's a loophole, to have this. They have this legal certificate or whatever, that they can get themselves into China also, and because they have this terrible law that requires testing. This is awful. What an awfully insane law. They do a lot of things right in China. So many things they have been doing right, but then they have some real hideous things in there, mixed in there into their governmental legislation. It's very unfortunate. I don't understand why they would do this. So, yeah, because all of these wholesalers, they want to sell everywhere. They want to sell in China. It's a gigantic market, of course. And don't do it on cost of animals. That's my message to any of the wholesalers out there, of the big companies and stuff. Nothing should be done on cost of others, or never, never allow exploitation. Trying to recall what kind of notes came up when I woke up. Very powdery, very pink, and very sweet and wonderful. I love it. That's the perfumes I love. I love the sweeter and the thicker and the stickier and the heavier and just loaded with sweetness and heaviness. That's what I like. It's what I always loved my whole life. I'm absolutely crazy about it. I'm addicted. Absolutely love it. Could be honey in it. Definitely caramel could be in there. This is a little bit chocolate. A little bit brown chocolate. And could also be some white chocolate in it. Any of those milky, creamy, sugary, vanilla type of scents. Like vanilla cupcake or something. They have that single note. I had that. It's absolutely lovely, vanilla cupcake. So when you search for single notes on Google, like a wholesaler that sells single perfume fragrance notes, make sure that it says phthalate free and paraben free. Okay, I also want to put under this video a list of things that should be regarded when you go shopping for fragrance oils. So I'm gonna list all of this. It's different points, like it should be. So you have to go and ask them, are your products this following list? Okay, is that all checked? Is that all the different criteria that you are using for your finished end products that are being sold to people? So the list goes paraben free, phthalate free, it's a tongue breaker, synthetic colors free, cruelty free, not tested on animals, in parentheses. Very important to say this because some of them don't speak English well, and some of them they act like they don't speak English well, or they use this not speaking English so well as a loophole for themselves. So this is all happening, you know. Some of those wholesalers simply lie to your face, you know. So this is also happening. So, but how can I control this, right? How can we control? We can't control it. So we have to just accept that and what they say. If they say, you know, but you have that in email form. It's a document. So in case that, you know, if you ever get a rash, you have that as a, you have to put this in your save files, okay? This email exchange. And you have that to hold against them, you know, in any court of law. So it's good to have that. It's good to back yourself up legally with anything, basically, you know. So also put onto that list lead free. Okay, very important. Benzene free, like any of these benzoates, those preservative type of things, they are not necessary in an oil consistency, oily consistency. They usually only use that when there's water mixed in with it, because water tends to attract carbon, and carbon and water creates mold. That's why I don't work with water when I make cosmetics. So my stuff has a shelf life of 100 years or something. It even gets better in time. It kind of ripens like an old wine. It's absolutely fantastic. Oh, pineapple I smelled in it as well. Could have some honeysuckle in it. So those are the things that I came up with so far. I think it's about 10 ingredients, maybe a little bit more. And that's what I felt like I needed to list in my part 2. So, you guys take care. See you later.